Good day, everyone. This is Sanjeev Mehra, and today we have with us Mr. Jairaj Kumar, who is the CMD of Ocean Sparkle. Privileged to have you for interview, sir. You are the largest tug operators and into port operations. So, sir, what problems or what are you facing in this period of COVID-19? This is with respect to, I mean, we can speak on owner's perspective or basically operational issues that you are facing or technical issues or HR. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you for having me on this program. As you know, port services have been termed as essential services. So, whilst the entire country is locked down, we still continue to provide the services to the ports. Well, the lockdown is both a privilege and a challenge. A privilege to serve the country during this time, and a challenge for reason that whilst we've been termed essential services, there are quite a few logistic issues which have come up. Knowing fully well that this was coming up, we have geared up and we have prepared for this lockdown. First and foremost, I must thank all the crew on our boats, the pilots, the control tower operators, the mooring service providers, who are the front line. They're absolutely the front line people who are performing the services at the various ports. And as management, I think the first and foremost objective of ours is to keep these people safe and free from the disease. So I think this was the task of the management, the regional offices, and the branch offices to ensure that we give them the proper PPE equipment to maintain the distancing norms, to avoid contact with people coming from outside, which used to be the case before. And a lot of the ports have also cooperated. Earlier, we used to have pilots coming into the tugboat whilst they are on the journey to the vessel. But since we have mentioned the dangers of contacting the disease from anybody, they have been considerate enough to be on the deck whilst during the transit to the vessel. Well, the challenges have been quite a few. As I said, movement of spare parts, movement of men and material, stocking of the vessels with provisions, and also fuel. These have been some challenges. But with the help of INSA and also the DG, we've been able to iron out quite a few of these issues as time went by. Of course, the one issue which still remains is the leave relief cycles. As you know, we do piloted services also, and pilots are very key this thing, and we should not be leading them to a situation of fatigue. So we're trying to work out how we can relieve these pilots who have been performing these services over a long period of time.
Sir, I would request you to touch up on, give us an insight on the commercial part as well. I mean, you have presence in almost all the ports. So all the ports are working now, sir?
Well, yes, we provide services to all types of ports. We're there in the major ports, we're there in the commercial private ports, and we are also in the captive ports. So obviously, we see that there is a drop in the cargo being handled at the captive ports for reason that if the captive plant is not working for reason that it is not an essential service, or for reason that the labor isn't there, there is obviously a drop in cargo. Major ports, of course, have to handle essential cargo. And I see not much a drop in the major ports handling. And the third type of ports are the private commercial ports, which are also functioning normally so far. Till so far, we have only one instance where a port has a captive port has declared force majeure on us. We are in discussion with them to say that, see, the port is not closed down. So long as the port is not closed down, technically they cannot give a force majeure, because an exigency could happen if the weather turns rough and they need the tugs, they would not have the distance. So we are in discussions with the management, and they have been reason enough to agree to say that they will look at this force majeure situation, because force majeure cannot be just declared just because you don't want to use the tugs for 10 or 20 days. It is something which is more long term, and it should not be used as a means to avoid payment to the operator, who is a long-term service provider for a port. We have told them that we could turn the tables around to say that if their captive port was functional, and we could equally declare force majeure on them because of the COVID situation. But that's not the intention. We want to work, we want to provide the services, and except for that port, all the rest of the ports are functional in maybe to a reduced extent to us in some of the ports. But we believe that yes, we are providing the services, but we do expect that there would be delays in the payment cycles. We're trying to impress upon the ports that we are providing the services at a much higher cost than usual because of the various challenges that we are facing, and that we need to get paid in time. Ports are giving a heed to this. They are also not operating with very reduced manpower. We've been able to talk it out with them that we will submit the invoices online, and that we should receive the payment in time. So ports are also realizing that this is an essential service and are appreciating what we are doing.
Right, sir, thank you very much. We appreciate the great service you guys are doing to the nation. I mean, at this time, all your operations are going on. So that's very nice. And we take it off from this. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you.